Hey. So, I don't have any movies that I've seen recently. I don't really have any current TV shows that I've seen recently, although I'm very excited for Peacemaker Season 2. Uh, but I do have something on my mind, and I think it's a good time to talk about it. Um, you know, no time like the present. I want to talk about Batman. I know I'm talking about Batman while wearing a Superman shirt, which was not intentional, but, I'm always wearing a Superman shirt, at least nearly always wearing a Superman shirt. I love Superman, but I also love Batman. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to talk about it. And my buddy Brock says I got to do this as quickly as I can. So I'm going to keep it really quick. No, that's not true at all. This is going to be one of the shorter ones. This will be a long one. If you want to watch the long version, go check out the long version. If you want to watch the short version, that's on there too. What is there to like about Batman? I think the common misconception when it comes to Batman is that he's only good because of his villains. And I take issue with that. I take issue to really anything about Batman without Batman in it. Like, what's the point of Batman without Batman? I'm looking at you, Dark Knight Rises. It's a fine movie, I guess. Bane's a little ridiculous. It's like a 3-hour movie, like 16 minutes of Batman. Who wants that? Who was that movie for? I honestly don't know. Or the show Gotham. I've had a lot of people tell me I need to watch Gotham. Gotham's a great show. It's got some great actors in it. Great portrayals of the Joker by Cal Kestis. I don't know the actor's name. I just know him from Jedi Fallen Order. I've heard the Penguin is great. I've heard Fish Mooney, whoever the hell that's supposed to be, was great. I watched season 1. I've watched a few episodes of season 2, and everything that they said is true. Show is actually pretty good for a cop procedural. I don't watch procedurals really at all. That's not my speed. But I've been enjoying it. It's been fun. It's been fun seeing the world, seeing little Bruce Wayne. Alfred's really good. The Penguin is really good. I like Colin Farrell's more. But all in all, it's all been pretty good. But every single episode I watch, I can't help but feel this would be better if Batman was in it. And not little Bruce Wayne. Don't be like, oh, Bruce Wayne's in the show. And I don't give a shit about that. I want Batman to fight the Penguin, not Jim Gordon. I want Batman to fight whoever the hell Fish Mooney is, not Jim Gordon. I want Batman to face off against Catwoman, not see teenage love between the two of them. Like, I want to see that, that will they, won't they vibe of like, he's the, the pure beacon of like, I don't fold on anything. But then again, Catwoman is pretty cool. Like, I want to see those struggles. I want to see that stuff. And I guess you do in a way, but it's mostly through Jim Gordon. And it's nothing against the guy who plays Jim Gordon. I think he does a good job with Jim Gordon. I think he'd look better with a mustache on a rooftop next to a bat signal talking to Batman. That's how I usually feel. There's a part in Venture Brothers. As anyone who's watched any of my shows or listened to my shows know that I'm a huge Venture Brothers fan. Go Team Venture. There's a part, I believe it's season 4, could be 3. I'm blanking. I think it's 3. Where this assassin is trying to kill Brock, and he bonds with Hank over his Batman towel. He's like, "Oh, you love Batman," and then at one point he starts trying to kill Brock, and Hank is like, "But Batman would never do this. This is not Batman of you." And he's like, "I have to be honest with you, Hank. I only like Batman because he has the best villains." I take issue with this point of view. Not because Batman doesn't have the best villains. He's onto something there. He absolutely has the best villains. But it's this idea that's been going around for a long time now. Like, even like going back to like the Arkham series and the video games, that Batman is only good because of his villains, and that Batman on his own is kind of a boring character. He's a rich guy with a bunch of expensive toys, and that's where I take issue. I think Batman is great because of Batman. I think if Batman's fighting, Polka Dot Man, he's still interesting because he's Batman. How would Batman approach a problem, to me, is one of the most interesting questions you can ask in a comic book, because he's not Superman. He's not Green Lantern. He's not Wonder Woman. He's not Plastic Man. He's not any of these people that have these like outworldly superhero capabilities that he can rely on. Yes, he has a shitload of money, and that's, that's in and of itself a bit of a superpower. But when it comes down to it, he's just a guy who's dedicated to fighting crime. Now, granted, his version of crime, I think there's up for debate. Like, some of these people are just, poor people, and he's just punchy, put you in Arkham. That's a conversation for a different day. One that probably should be had, if I'm being honest. It kind of seems like Absolute Batman is having that conversation a bit, interestingly enough. But I like seeing somebody who's on the ropes. And it feels like Batman, although he has a plan for everything. He has a plan to beat Superman. He has a plan to beat Green Lantern. He has a plan to beat every member of the Justice League. Like, talk about your worst best friend. I was like, yeah, we're friends, but like, I'm ready to kill you at moment's notice. Kind of messed up. But seeing him have to deal with somebody like Darkseid, or seeing him have to deal with somebody, hell, even like the Joker, like these like ultimate villains that, no one can stop. I mean, the Joker in Injustice kills Lois Lane, kind of. He kind of gets Superman to kill Lois Lane, if I remember correctly. But even Superman couldn't beat the Joker. No one can beat the Joker except Batman. That to me is fascinating. It's that one-track mind of like, I have one goal in life, and that is to make Gotham a safer place. Not make the world a safer place. I guess he's in the Justice League. But for the most part, to make Gotham a safer place. A city that has completely fallen to the criminals. After Falcone and Maroni and everybody kind of faded away into the background, you're left with these ridiculous cast of characters between the Penguin and the Joker and Catwoman for a while there, the Riddler, Two-Face, so on and so forth. These ridiculous villains, way over the top. Murder is not just okay, it's fun, and it's funny. Like chaos incarnate. And how do you deal with that? One guy can do it. And he has his problems for sure. His dedication problem's a little bit intense. He employs children a little willy-nilly. I'm not sure how much I agree with his robbining. He's not the greatest dad in the world. I'm sure Damian would agree with me there. He's not a flawless character. He's an extremely flawed character. But because of that, it makes him more relatable. It makes him more like, everybody wants to be Batman. There's entire workout, like clothing attires that are follow the line. If you can't be your best, then be Batman. No matter what, be Batman. Because Batman is inspiring. He makes you want to do better. He makes you not want to compromise with your ideals. Batman's number one rule is that he doesn't kill. And then, you see like Zack Snyder, like, of course he kills. Like, he has a huge gun on his car that's shooting bullets. I don't care if they're rubber bullets. Look at the size of the car, man. Like, yeah, people are going to die. And by and large, I see what people like that are saying. That yes, by Batman being Batman, there will be people dying. You watch the Matt Reeves movie. He's trying to chase down the Penguin, who's not the right guy to chase down, by the way. He's wrong. But while he's chasing him down in the Batmobile, awesome car sequence, by the way. There's no way civilians were all just fine at the end of that. There's just no way. You see the cars exploding, flipping, all this sort of stuff. These are just people's cars, man. Batman killed people, for sure. Maybe this is the bad example. But what I'm saying is that Batman does not murder. He kills, he does not murder. And I know that's a very gray line and probably not one that I want to delve too deeply into, like, making okay in my own head. But what I mean is, like, when it comes down to it, if he's got a knife, a gun, a murdery weapon of choice, and he's got the Joker on his knees in front of him, Batman will never kill him. Would never. Now, if Batman was fighting the Joker, they tumble off a building because Batman punched him, the Joker fell and broke his neck, yeah, then he killed that guy. I'm just saying he's not a murderer. And not that most superheroes are. Most, you have like Deadpool and the like that have their murdering ways. But that's just not Batman. That's just not who he is. Like, he might kill by accident, unless it's the Michael Keaton version, then he's very cool with it. Just straps a bomb, chucks a guy in a sewer, and just kind of laughs as he explodes. Not my favorite version of Batman. But if I'm being totally honest, I don't think there's been a great representation of the comic book Batman that I like in any movie so far. I mean, I guess we'll see what the James Gunn crew does with Brave and the Bold, if that ever even comes out. I'm kind of not even sure if that's even coming out at this point. They say it is. We'll see. I mean, he got Superman down, I'd say, pretty well. At least for what I want out of Superman, he got it really good. But I'm not sure what other people want out of Superman. If you just want a Christopher Reeve Superman, you didn't get it. And that's okay, too. I'll do one of these about Superman at some point. I can do it about all the DC heroes. I love DC. I like Marvel. Don't get me wrong. I do like Marvel. I just don't love Marvel. I love DC. I love DC and I love Batman. And this isn't, some video essay this great, dissertation on who Batman is and what Batman was. I'm just saying that Batman gets a bad rap for being only good because of his villains. And I find that as a crock of shit. Batman's great because of Batman. And hopefully my ramblings as I'm driving home today helped you see that a little bit. And, if not, then so be it. But I think who should I do next time? Sound off in the comments. Let me know. Do you want one of these on Green Lantern? Do you want one of these on Wonder Woman, Plastic Man, Mr. Terrific? He's terrific. Do you want more comic book stuff? I love talking comics. I don't really get to do it much anymore. No, you don't know. I don't know. Why don't I talk about comics more? That's weird. Anyhow, bye.